Hello, this is Professor G, and today I'm going to demonstrate the worksheet assignment that you have coming up. And this is all about variable costing versus absorption costing. And I have the two definitions here that are my own. The variable costing, all manufacturing costs except fixed manufacturing overhead are assigned to units of product. And under absorption costing, all manufacturing costs, including fixed manufacturing overhead, are assigned to units of product. And that's the big difference. I am also going to include a reconciliation at the end, which is not in your worksheet. Okay, starting with variable costing. First, we're going to do the unit product cost for one fireplace. And the unit product cost would be equal to the direct materials plus the direct labor plus the variable manufacturing overhead. Okay, let's work on the contribution format income statement, starting with the sales. So the selling price per fireplace is $420 times the units sold during the year, way down here. And so you can see what the sales figure is. Now let's do the variable cost of goods sold. That's this figure that we just calculated times the units sold during the year. And the variable selling and administrative expenses, that is over here, that one right there, times the units sold during the year. Okay, the next thing is we're going to find out what the total variable expense is. So it's this number plus this number. And now for the contribution margin. So sales minus the variable expenses, and that gives you a contribution margin of $720,000. And I've computed the fixed expenses. That was real easy. So let's do the net operating income. Contribution margin minus the fixed expenses, and we have $320,000 in net operating income. Now, the question down here is how many fireplaces are required to break even? And I've given you a couple of easy ways to do this. Let's take this $400,000 and we're going to divide it by, put the brackets in, that number minus this number minus this number minus this number minus that number, another bracket, and we have 2,500 units. Just to be sure we're right, let's put 2,500 units over here. And sure enough, we end up with no net operating income. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with absorption costing. And we're going to start out with the unit product cost. And so we've got the direct materials plus the direct labor plus the variable manufacturing overhead plus, okay, now we got the fixed manufacturing overhead to deal with. And so that's this number divided by the units produced during the year, 5,000. And you notice I have that last thing in brackets, and I end up with $257. The sales is that number times units sold during the year. Cost of goods sold, the unit product cost times the units sold during the year. Our gross margin is sales minus the cost of goods sold. Okay, the selling and administrative expenses. This is variable and fixed cost. So I'm going to put the variable cost in a bracket. So it's that number times the units sold during the year plus the fixed cost. Okay, so now we have the net operating income, that number, minus total selling and administrative expenses, and we have $341,000. Okay, now we can do a reconciliation. Let's start with a variable costing from the previous worksheet. So I'm going to go over to the previous worksheet. I'm going to pull that number right there. And just for kicks, I'm going to take this number right here and bring it down. Okay, so we know that the difference here is 21,000. We got to figure out a way to get 21,000 in there. I've given you a suggestion over here on the side. So we're going to take the fixed manufacturing overhead, and so this is this number right here, and we're going to divide it by the units produced times, in brackets again, the units produced minus the units sold to give us the ending inventory, and there's your 21,000. And so I hope this has been of help to you, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.